Well, welcome back for the second half GDFL match of the day. It's round 3 at Osborne Park this afternoon between North Geelong and Eastern Suburbs. And it's the visitors that hold a 4-point lead at half-time. 6-6-42, the Suburbs, and the Magpies 5-8-38. So in that second term, the Eastern Suburbs side, they kicked 6 goals, 3 to take that 4-point lead, while North Geelong kicked 1 goal, 3. So it was certainly the Suburbs' term. And Dick, what do the Magpies have to do to win this match?
Well, all they've got to basically do is play the sort of footy they played in the first quarter, where they seem to be running down in 2s and 3s and dominating the game well and truly, and then not go to sleep like they did in the second quarter. And I guess that's easy coaching, isn't it? And I mean, I bet Tassie Hodgkin had a few words to say to them at half time. I would have had more than a few words to say to them, actually. I would have been very disappointed because they did stopped in that second quarter. It was unbelievable.
You saying more than a few words, Dick, that surprises me.
Yep, thank you.
And Peter, what do the Eagles have to do to stay on top and win this match?
Well, it's like any game of footy. I think the third quarter's the cruncher. I just hope that Eastern Suburbs haven't let go the floodgates too early. 6 goals in that quarter, a lot of running. The runners that came into the play, Danny Irving and Terry Radford and fellas like that, I hope they got legs. They've obviously got legs, but I hope they still got a bit of time to use them. I think the ground is in immaculate condition, but very, very hard. Now, what concerns me is it that hard that it might take a bit of the edge off the guys that haven't put in it pre-season. We are only week 3, and the umpires were doing a great job until the last 10 minutes of that quarter, and then they were bloody pathetic.
No, we're not allowed to say that. The umpires do a great job, but yes, I agree, they are absolutely mongrels. Only joking. I say that because this quarter, of course, the scoreboard is brought to you by APCO Easy Shop, and Ron Barassi Brain would say the same thing.
And they're in and around Geelong. Where are they, Dick? Do you know where the APCO Easy Shops are?
There's one in Newcombe, and there is the main head office of Australia at Bowen Heads.
North Geelong? South Geelong?
Correct.
They're everywhere.
God, he must be making millions, that bloke.
And
if only they were all his.
I paid me telly off through them once.
I reckon he must be the Christopher Skase of Geelong.
APCO Finance. They've also got finance companies all over Australia.
God, you kill you, don't you?
Kill me sometimes, I really do. Oh, God, he's a funny bloke, the little fat bloke, isn't he? Okay.
Okay, Umpy's got our attention. Holds the ball high. Away goes the whirring siren. Bang, down she goes. Reuter against Robinson. Robinson gets a bit of a tap down towards the player there, but taken away by Terry Radford from Eastern Suburbs.
Neil Graham there, taking the ball and giving it off to Naylor. Goes long with his kick towards centre-half forward. Hannison, and Hannison has taken a good mark across centre-half forward. And it would be a good start for the Magpies.
It certainly would. Hannison being a protege, of course, of the Under-18s Championship side of 1996. And this is the great thing about football, when you see the kids coming up through the junior level and taking part in senior competition. There's a bit of professionalism about the boy too. He's lining up and he's taking as much time as that Salmon fellow used to it, isn't it? He's lining up from the true centre-half forward position, and he's having a real good ping at this, and he lets go with a beautiful torpedo.
Oh, it's a great kick.
And it's gone straight through the middle, and we see North Geelong opening the account in the third term. And is this a repeat of the first half when North Geelong will dominate this quarter and Eastern Suburbs will dominate the last? I don't know.
Well, they've reclaimed the lead, the Magpies. They're 6-8-44. They lead Eastern Suburbs 6-6-42 on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. And we've only been playing a minute on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock in this third term. So a good start for the Magpies.
Yeah, good start indeed.
Back to the centre, Robertson and Reuter. We've got Thompson, Radford and O'Leary in the centre for the Eagles. Jones, Burns and also coming in the middle for North Geelong. It comes down towards O'Leary now, and also Burns. Picked up a quick kick by Delamonica. Doesn't go very far. Coming in traffic. Here's it back to himself. Then a good handball to Jones. He handballs onto Vanderberg. Football. Good football in tight quarters there. Goes long, one out there. Evans getting back there. And a handball off to Moroney. And with his left boot goes long, but misses. That handball came from Jamie Marnie. But Moroney high, wide and handsome, and out of bounds on the full Wembridge. In fact, Murray to take the free kick in the last line defence for the Eagles.
Okay, he brings the ball back into play again, up towards the half-back flank position. Oh, the little Rovers are up there going for the big mark in Troy Rose and Alan Moroney. And they're all over the place. The umpire says, look, I'll have a look at the ball. I'm not sure whether it's pumped up enough, so let's just have a quick look at it and see how we go. And if it's okay, we'll bounce it once again and get the play underway. Umpire comes in now and puts the ball to the turf. The big guns are there now in Reuter and Elford. And it's cleared over the boundary line and out of bounds for yet another throw-in. As there's a little bit of the play seems to slow down a little bit on the forward pocket, the half-forward flank position. North Geelong scoring in. Elford and Reuter once again doing battle, a big men of local football. Picked up by the Eastern Suburbs player there, half-back flank, coming around towards the wing position where it's Neil Graham doing battle there with Robertson with sheer strength. Gets the ball out, but Eastern Suburbs intercept beautifully, and it's come out to O'Leary on the wing, and he runs down the ground looking for the player down there in the Eastern Suburbs player there
in Lucas.
Number 14, which is
Lucas. Lucas plays on with a handball across to Radford, who's running through the centre of the ground. Kicks the ball across the far side.
Good mark, Elfie.
And a very good mark there by Elfie Delamonica. Just outside 50.
David Cook's favourite player at Eastern Suburbs now, Frankie Nofi's gone. And also Drago Galubovic.
correct.
So Elfie's the man.
A wobbly kick in towards the goal square, but Robinson drops a mark. Robbie Reuter picks it up. Left foot kick and has just missed the goals. It's been run out by the North player there and kicked out of bounds on the full. It's about 35 metres around the boundary from the Eastern Suburbs point posts, and Danny Irving will have a ping at goals.
So Joey McDermott under pressure there in the last line defence. Couldn't find the safety of the boundary line, and Dick will be able to read the Eastern Suburbs players with your sheet upside down. That's good. And Danny Irving will have a kick. And just waiting for some spectators to get on the other side of the fence, making sure they're not on the ground. Irving in the pocket, looking for a lead. Lucas gave him one short. Now he's come around a couple of steps, so Intelligent goes short to O'Leary. That's Michael, and he takes the mark just inside 50.
Lucas still in there unmanned. Mick O'Leary.
Yep.
Right on the 50. A kick from outside 50. He fancies himself a bit.
He must, because his brother was yelling for the ball and didn't get it.
He's a marvellous footballer.
So O'Leary, yeah, good kick, good vision. Robbie Reuter out there, but chopping across was Malcolm Key.
Malcolm Key, the enforcer, sees the player going past, and it's Skinner Burns looking for there. Neil Graham over on the half-back flank position. He's got to beat two Eastern Suburbs players, and he's been held on to without the ball out by says, you can have another kick, son. So young Neil Graham will have another kick from the back pocket position. He's looking for play down the ground, and he looks down, he sees Daryl Jones flying from behind. Troy Rose roving beautifully, picks the ball up on the wing position, sees Neil Elbert, but the Eastern Suburbs plays a little bit too quick for them down there, and they bring the ball back into attack. But Daryl Jones, with excellent vision, has just let the ball go past, and Eastern Suburbs now go back into attack again.
Okay.
But it's going to be marked by the enforcer, Malcolm Key, at the true centre half-back position. Malcolm Key brings the ball down, cross the centre line, down towards Neil Elford, who's looking to take a big grab here. Gets one in the back of the head, and the umpire says, Mr. Robert, you can have a kick. Now, if the players aren't careful, there'll be a 50-metre penalty, but no, they're going to settle down. And Elfie, the big man Jed, will take the kick at centre half-forward flank. Down towards looking for the players flying down there in the North Geelong forward line, but Eastern Suburbs take it away.
Alan Rundle runs through the pack well and gets the ball out onto the far wing, where it's Alfie Delamonica running very quickly, looking for a handball across to Lucas. Lucas steadies, short passes down to an unmanned McGough. McGough turns, he in turn chips into Robbie Reuter, who takes a very, very strong mark. 30 metres out on a slight angle, 30 metres out on the far side of the ground. That was well done there through the back line with Alan Rundle again, pushing the ball forward, running through a pack of 6 or 8 players.
Well, he's renowned for that sort of play, Alan Rundle, from half back. They created the loose man across half forward, and it's fallen in Robbie Reuter's arms. And Robbie, who kicked 8 last week against East Belmont, hasn't registered a major yet this afternoon. He comes in 30 metres out, 45-degree angle. Looks pretty good off the boot, and I think he may have put it through the middle to reclaim the lead for the Eagles.
And they're going tit for tat.
They certainly are. Good call, Peter.
Absolutely. And it's a marvellous thing, isn't it?
Eastern Suburbs 7-6-48, and they lead North Geelong 6-8-44 on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. And we're playing 7.5 minutes on the Bannockburn Sporting Chart.
Isn't TV
I've
wonderful?
lost it. That's it.
Unbelievable. And everyone said I've got a bad head for radio. Who said that?
Barbara Eden. I dream of Journey. Okay, umpire, whoever he is, it's got to be Todd or Flowers in the centre of the
umpire,
ground.
what's his name, Peter? And he's going to put the ball down in the centre again. And Robertson once again gets up with a big rider, and they're having a little bit of a battle out there. The umpire says, Eastern Suburbs, you can have the first kick out of the centre, and you can also have a birthday present, have 50 metres as well. And big Robbie Reuter,
Andy.
R-U-I-T-E-R.
Andy Reuter will take the 50. It'll
Correct.
put him inside the 50 metres, about 30 metres out from goal, directly in front. Brother popped the last one through.
Correct.
Andy could give Easts the edge that they've been looking for. And I think that's straight over the...
Yes.
Have a look at the black dot there, straight over the top of it. Beautiful goal.
It's certainly going to give them a lot of confidence now. That's the biggest lead they've had for the day. And they will get a lot of confidence out of that, and they may just get full of running.
And as we see, Eastern Suburbs 8.6.54, North Geelong 6.8.44, and some of the beautiful flora and fauna at Osborne Park there, on the Apco Easy Shop third quarter
Good
scoreboard.
afternoon, Marwan Fish and Chip Shop.
And we've been playing 9.5 minutes on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock in this third term.
Good afternoon, Apco Easy Shop, because
As,
they're always on the phone.
As Brett Rovier is probably talking to Ronnie to make sure everything's travelling all right down at Apco. Back in the centre, Robertson and Reuter.
Reuter gets a clear knock away. Terry Radford running through the pack again, punches it over to Robbie Reuter, who in turn back to Alfie Delamonica, kicks the ball out to where Scooter Ferguson takes a mark on the half forward flank.
Nicknames.
This young Scooter bangs it in, the St Albans boy, who's seen occasionally at Buckley's.
Good mark.
Pumps it in where Dave Lucas has taken a very
Just
strong mark.
Taking control a little bit now, don't they?
Yeah, and
She's all over, Dick.
this.
It's all over, Dick. I tell you what, if you'd like to have a pound on that, I'll have it with you before the end of the game.
Dave Lucas again. I think he's contributed for 2.5 quarters. He's a big boy, big young fella, and not a bad kick at goal, but not a good one either, as it goes through for a point.
Yeah, that's it. Have half a dozen of one and
Not a bad
6 of the
kick
other.
for goal, but not a good one either. What sort of English is that?
Well, it was lovely off the boot.
11 points of difference. Eastern Suburbs 8.7.55. North Geelong 6.8.44. Apco Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. 11 points the difference. And,
Oh, it's a wonderful day here at Osborne Park too.
and kicked in by McDermott. Just getting the pacemaker going, are we, Dick?
The
McDermott
pacemaker.
plays on and goes long to the outer side.
You can smell the seaweed from here today.
And a good mark nail up. Plays on quickly, gives it to Vanderberg. Can give it to Jones, but elects to kick towards centre half forward. Elford can't take the mark. Murray right next to him. Rundle back on it. Taps it out back towards Elford and Murray. Traps it. Neil Elford at centre half forward. Bottles it up for the Magpies. And we'll have a bounce down at centre half forward.
Centre half forward, the true centre half forward position at Osborne Park. And we see the umpire, what's his name, coming in now to get the play underway once again. And in there is Neil Elford and Reuter. And the players have a little bit of a stack on the mill, but there's a loose man running there now. In Moroney gives it across to the running North Geelong player in I couldn't quite
Hannison.
pick it up, Jason.
Hannison.
Correct, good memory. And Hannison has kicked the goal, and North Geelong get a little bit closer to Eastern Suburbs again, and keeping this game well and truly alive, and an absolute ripper at this stage.
Yep, well, North Geelong 7.8.50. They trail Eastern Suburbs 8.7.55 by 5 points on the Apco Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. So a close tussle with 10 minutes gone in the third term on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock.
And here the supporters in front of us cheering on the North Geelong Football Club with great gusto. But the woman looks very familiar to me.
God, I hope so.
A very familiar woman.
She unfortunately has to wake up next to you every morning.
More commonly known as Mrs. Magpie.
Back in the centre, Robertson and Reuter again. Robertson, little tap down. Radford running straight through. Robertson can't take the ball with him. Delamonica wrapped up. Robertson third attempt, short little kick off the ground. Rundle, then running through was Cummings. He got wrapped up. Still in the centre of the ground, but it's at centre half forward now. Naylor, can he trap it? Well, he gets pushed off the ball by his own player Vanderberg there, and Michael O'Leary working hard for the Eagles bottles it up. Just inside the centre square at centre half forward for the Magpies.
One of those stacks on the mill, as they say in the classics. But the umpire comes in and, hello, he's picked something out here. Someone's said a couple of words, I'd say, to the umpire. He probably didn't wish him a happy birthday, I would say.
He's got marched.
Well, he's got both of them, I think.
Oh, gee whiz.
I think
Two
it's
big
Reuter
men
and
in local
Robertson.
footy. Reuter and the big Robertson have been told to have a rest and to cool down a little bit.
So both camps down to 17 players. But I don't think there was any cards.
No,
I don't think there was any
cards.
cards.
They can do that, Jason, can't they? Just send them off for a rest for the interest
and then
of
replace,
their own safety.
Replace them. So Burns coming on for Robertson and Parisi coming on for Reuter. And
two big guys off the ground and two little squirts on.
Absolutely.
Looks like Lucas has gone in to take the ruck work over for the East combination. Very scrambly at the moment. Cleared away there by Neil Alford, who's playing a very good game, a serviceable game for the North combination.
Shane Birds tries to bulldoze his way through the pack. I don't exactly know what that free kick, well, not a free kick, the ball up was for. I thought Burns was harshly done by then. That's my unbiased opinion.
Ball up and tapped out by Widdowson. Goes towards Rundle and Wembridge. Pack develops. Marnie over the top. Still out there though. Goes towards Stewie Marnie now. Can't trap it. And Nathan Murray sees it over the boundary line.
And over the line and out of bounds.
Not allowed to shake your leg anymore, Dick.
I was just breathing.
Okay. Throw in, Rundle,
Okay.
gets it down to Michael O'Leary, gets it back to Stefanowski, just goes bang with the right foot towards an open centre half-back position, goes towards Parisi and Naylor. Naylor pushes it in front of him, Delamonica can't trap it, and lets Naylor in again at centre half forward. Left foot kick around the corner, goes up towards full forward, a push by Jamie Marnie there. Blatant as the nose on your face, Dick.
Blatant as the nose on my face.
And a free kick to Shane Evans in the last line defence for the Eagles. Handballs to Stefanowski. He goes to the outer side looking for Lucas. Coming up pace, Rose. Good punch away too by the little man and out of bounds.
He's a goer, Rosie. Nothing frightens him. There's nothing much of him, but absolutely nothing borrows old Crackle and Rosie.
Did you make that nickname up for him too, did you, Dick?
I just
Rose?
did.
Rosie?
No, Rosie's his real name, you idiot. Fair dinkum. Unbelievable. Okay, Rosie's in there again. Handballs to the running player going past, and they're back in attack again, North Geelong, looking for the lead, nothing coming, and Eastern Suburbs look as if they may just trap the ball again, but there's players going in from all directions. North Geelong just managed to keep it in play. No, the boundary umpire says it's out of bounds. How did he see that? I will never know. Why don't boundary umpires run around the boundary?
They got good vision, the boundary umpires. Don't abuse the umpires, Dick.
Magnificent decision by the boundary umpire.
We're lucky to have them.
We are very lucky.
That's right. So, it's going to be a boundary throw in about 35-40 metres around from the North Geelong goal. Stefanowski and Widdowson. Stefanowski gets a second tap. Stewie Marnie onto his left boot, around the corner, and towards his brother Jamie. But it's out of bounds. It's touched, and it's going to be a boundary throw in just next to the behind post for the Magpies, who trail 7-8-50. Eastern Suburbs 8-7-55 on the Abco Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. 15 minutes gone on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock. Widdowson and Stefanowski again. Stefanowski, free kick found. It's going to go to Stefanowski in the last line defence for the Eagles. Looking for a lead up the ground and goes long towards Stevenson and Burns. Free kick found, push. Stevenson will get it. Reuter back on the ground. And Robertson will be coming on very shortly, I would think also. Stevenson now goes towards O'Leary, the call. And Murray, and good mark in front. Nathan Murray, no, not paid play on the call. And it's going to be a ball up. And you're going to have to watch yourself there, Nathan Murray, because umpire Todd's already sent off two. So he'll now ball it up on centre wing. Alford gets it down towards O'Leary. Jones runs through, or threw it away. Yep, that's a throw. And a free kick to Eastern Suburbs. Michael O'Leary to take it.
O'Leary on central wing now. Pushes the ball down the flank side, where it's Dave Lucas's made position to take a mark. But Robbie Reuter comes from the back. Lucas gets boot to ball. There's a pack formed, and the umpire will come in and bounce the ball, I think. No, he might have plucked a free kick, actually. He has. He
probably would have, because it's too far out for North Geelong to score.
Well, he's picked a free kick out there to Burns, who's kicked it across to Jimmy Naylor. Naylor looking for the far side of the ground and the open spaces has kicked it out to where Kane Harrington gets a push along, but Alfie Delamonica chips in and tries to control the ball. Neil Graham gets another kick out into the open spaces. Sean O'Leary pushes the ball gently over the boundary line, and we will have a throw in on central wing on the opposite side of the ground.
So the Suburbs 5 points in front.
Opposite to where we are.
Correct. That'd be the outer side then, Pete, would it?
The other side.
Right. Reuter and Alford. Reuter from behind. Radford leaves without it. Irving trying to trap it. He can't do so. Delamonica, good pick up. Little Elfie goes on his left boot towards Ferguson at centre half at half forward. He takes a good strong mark in front of Malcolm Key. Just outside 50. Wants to move it along quickly. Robertson dropping back there into the hole. He goes now towards Robbie Reuter. It's over the head of Neil Graham. Oh, great tap back. Reuter gets it to Luke Thompson. Just tries to measure the pass to McGough, and he takes a good mark. And good play of the Eagles, who were in the pocket there, and were able to push it back into Craig McGough, who has kicked 1 goal this afternoon and lining up for number 2, and give them an 11-point lead again. He runs in and puts it straight through the middle.
Young Scotty Ferguson, he could be a headache for a few of the teams in the GDFL, crossing from St Albans. He's a fairly big lump of a lad, isn't he? And will hold down a key position, and he seems quite mobile for his size, if only he could kick straight.
Yes, well, he's worked hard there to help Eastern Suburbs to 9-7-61. North Geelong 7-8-50, 11 points of difference on the Abco Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. And we've been travelling 19 and a half minutes in the third term on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock.
And North Geelong need to make a tone of that error and get another goal on the scoreboard to keep this game well and truly in their control. As the ball comes back now towards the centre of the ground, where the central umpire is all ready to go again.
Blood rule.
He sees. Oh, it's a blood rule, yep.
Jonesy, I think.
Just telling him he spilled a bit of paint on his shirt when he was doing the cupboards this morning. Okay, comes in now and he's going to have another bounce. And puts the ball to turf, and up they go. And we've got Neil Elford and Robbie Reader up there having another go at it, with O'Leary coming out of the centre for Eastern Suburbs, down towards the half-forward flank position. Peter Walker.
Luke Thompson takes a well-judged chest mark and plays on, but the kick is very, very poor and has only been kicked across to Malcolm Key, who's taken a mark. He too plays on and kicks it over to where James Cummings has marked on the half-back flank. Richard.
He's done very well, young James Cummings, today. And he plays it on the other side of the ground, looking for a North Geelong player running down. But the Eastern Suburbs player has marked well in defence.
Andy Reuter, a very good mark at centre half back. He too plays on and looks for Sean O'Leary. O'Leary on the central wing position loses possession of the ball. North Geelong clear it away and kick forward, but Alfie Delmonica, I think it is, looks to kick the ball off the ground. Mick O'Leary picks it up and handballs over to where Shane Wembridge picks the ball up. A short pass across to the wing. 2 Eastern Suburbs players. Luke Thompson, one of them, chasing after.
Well done, of course.
Chasing after young Neil Graham.
Look after Neil Graham then.
Now.
Just making all the play.
And Neil Graham pushes the ball over and we'll have a boundary umpire throw in.
I think you blokes are biased.
You've been good for 2.5 quarters, Dick. You've been really good for 2.5 quarters. All of a sudden you're into it. Watch out.
In there. Daryl Jones, the veteran footballer, kicks the ball around the corner towards half-forward flank, looking for Stewie Marnie. Stewie Marnie can't take control of the ball. Yes, he can now. And he has to go towards the full forward position where they're wanting to take the mark. And Widdowson has the ball taken out of his hand. Could have been a free kick, but it wasn't. And Widdowson in there again to make it tones. Handballs it across to his player running past there. And the umpire says it's a free kick to North Geelong. And
I would have
he must have heard you.
The look of astonishment on the faces of my co-commentators.
Well, I thought he ran too far.
And not only that,
who they're following here today.
The rules say you cannot run through a pack.
The umpire is in the
You don't
best
breathe,
position.
do you, really, when you talk?
The umpire's in the best position.
He doesn't breathe. I'm a bit worried about Dick.
Well,
I think he might fall over soon.
I think he
and
can
we're in
take
trouble if he does that.
He can take a lot of wind in at one suck.
That's
There's
right.
a lot of wind in there. Yeah. Don't worry about that.
The human vacuum cleaner.
Hannison from the boundary line. Going for goal number 3. It's across the face and in front, taking a very good mark.
Is that Dave Lewis again?
Is Nathan Murray.
Nathan Murray. He's a hot-tempered young fellow too.
Yes.
Doesn't mind saying his piece.
Oh, we might get rain eventually this afternoon at Osborne Park.
He's put it miles in the air.
They go and we're looking for someone.
Mick O'Leary clears the ball out through Shane Evans, who kicks it long and wide into the spaces where Terry Radford runs through, can't get control of the ball. North pick the ball up, chip it back into where it's been taken by Daryl Jones. Jonesy pops it straight towards the front of the 10-metre square where and Skoko drops another mark that he should have taken.
Oh!
And Lee Matthews, look out.
The behind post.
Well, I hope you got that, Brett, because that's going to be the footy show regular, that one.
That's a ripper.
And it's a behind also.
We might slip Noel Fanning into almost legends.
So North
Well,
Geelong.
they actually said they breed them tough in Geelong, but I always thought they were pussies until now.
Have a look at that. Oh, down it goes again. No, I don't usually keep one in my back pocket, but
You got a spare one, Dick.
They look like one of my toothpicks. Have a look at that.
That's fantastic. Well, it's 7-9.
I've never seen anything like it. Have a look at that.
7-9, 51 North Geelong, Eastern Suburbs 9-7, 61 on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. We've been travelling 22 and a half minutes on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock, and we could have a bit of overtime the way we're going in this third term.
What are we going to do with that? These are some of the times.
And we've got Reggie Ryan down here from the Geelong Advertiser. I hope you got that, Reg. I really do. You didn't, did you? You don't what? Oh, no, that's right, exactly.
These are the times I'm glad I'm still not president.
That's unusual. They normally do.
What happens when you're president and everyone turns around and says, well, what are you going to do about it, Dick?
Well,
what do you want me to go down and dress it white and stand there?
I hope Constable Farrell has done something.
Yeah, we'll do something.
We'll do something. Well, they've got somebody holding it now, which is good.
Gary Birch to dress in white gear and stand down there, couldn't they? It looks like a behind post.
Okay, Stefanowski now, after a long delay, kicks the ball back into the centre-half back area. Mick O'Leary kicking off the ground, only to find Neil Alford, who pushes the ball out, and the ball is then pushed into their forward line. Very scrambly play. Ball held up. Can't see Ray Robinson's big broad shoulders are right in my eye line, but the umpire's blown the whistle and we're going to have a bounce up.
And we've got a bounce up just on the forward pocket position on the outer side of the ground.
Dick, is it a bounce up or a ball down?
You idiot.
Depends on where you came from.
Wait and see what the temporary behind post going past the broadcasting position. So it's all happening here at Osborne Park. The ball goes down and the players looking for an opportunity down there to get a goal. Whilst it's in that position, but it goes over the line and out of bounds once again at Osborne Park, the home of disposable behind posts.
Well, I'm sure the GDFL executive have made a point of that, just in case the finals are to be played at North Geelong. They do have disposable behind post. Made a point, yeah.
That was very good.
Yeah, very good, yeah. Boundary throw in 35 metres around from the Magpies' goal. Robertson and Reuter. Robertson gets it down to the front of the pack, and roving was Widdowson. Tried to get it towards Marnie, but couldn't do so, and the boundary line is the winner, and there'll be another boundary throw in.
Players are a little bit moved by the fact that the behind post is getting a bit wobbly.
Robertson over the back, taps towards the behind post that we're talking about. Bailey comes out, doesn't trap it. Rose does. Left foot kick around the corner, but he's missed it. And one behind to Troy Rose.
And that'll move North Geelong along to 7 goals, 10-52. Trailing Eastern Suburbs, 9 goals, 7-61. And those scores are brought to you by the gentleman from APCO Easy Shops.
I thought it was Ronnie Brain.
Correct.
Gentleman.
One and the same.
That's all right. No, he loves me, Bruce.
25 minutes gone on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock in this third term. But we will have a little bit of time on because of that goal post. Stefanowski kicks in and goes short, finds O'Leary. That's Michael. And he goes to the outer side, looking for Reuter. Robertson against him. Good tap on, though. Gets it towards Alfie. Della Monica. Can he trap it? No, he can't. Ripped off the ball. Simpson. Radford. Good little tap back to Reuter. Intelligent. Can the big man pick it up? Yes, he can. Naylor comes. He handballs, though. Gives it to O'Leary. Then over the top to Della Monica. Off one step. Goes towards half forward. Running back with the flight of the ball, Lucas. And it's out of bounds at half forward on the outer side for the Eagles. It's going to be a boundary throw in. It's 9 points of difference. The Eagles are in front 9-7. North Geelong 7-10.
And the ball, as they're waiting for the ball to come back into play.
All he's got to do is look under the car.
That's right. We can see it from here. It's a good view from here.
Then again, he's built like the size of a brick house.
Who?
The umpire.
Umpire Brad Smith, been with us all for all 3 weeks of the GDFL match of the round so far. He's looking for the record, I think.
Magnificent.
Boundary throw in, and it's a big thump away towards Vanderberg. Thompson, though, traps it. Short little kick towards Stevenson. It's left by Radford for Stevenson. Then a short kick across the ground towards Rundle and also Wembridge. Wembridge, good trap, and gets away from Rose. Handball is good to Michael O'Leary outside 50. Measures the pass towards McGough. McGough wants to use the body. He does. He can't take the mark, but he rives beautifully and kicks the goal. Great play, Craig McGough. And even though he's injured, his third goal is a vital one for the Eagles.
North Geelong have got to be careful here because Eastern Suburbs are just starting to look like they've taken a bit of ascendancy in this game.
It's all over, Rover. It surprises me.
Everyone's called me a Rover.
Craig McGough is again proving how valuable he is, even when injured, to have on the ground.
Eastern Suburbs 10-7-67, 15-point leaders over North Geelong, 7-10-52 on the Abco Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. And we've been playing 27 minutes on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock.
Yep, and as we see the umpire now bringing the Sharon back into the middle of the ground. And the umpire will now put the ball to turf and we'll get underway once again.
It's interesting, since Robinson had a rest on the sideline, he's gone out of the ruck and being played at centre half forward now. It's taken a bit of the drive out of the North combination. O'Leary trying to break through the pack, gets held up, and the umpy says, I'll have a ping at it.
I think someone might have pinged him on the button actually because he's talking with a bit of a hair lip at the moment. Who went that?
That ball favours Alford, but punched away through Terry Radford. Radford runs his full distance, chips the ball long to where McGough sets himself for the mark, but a great mark taken there.
Magnificent. He sees Troy Rose on the half-back flank. Rosie hasn't stopped all day today. Handballs it across to Captain Courageous in Sid Jones. Sid Jones looking down the ground, looking for an opportunity. Sees one coming out in the lead from number 27 from North Geelong, which is James Cummings. And James Cummings now puts it up towards the running Alan Moroney. Alan Moroney, known as Bablet, sees the opportunity from full forward, kicks it in. There's North Geelong players. Cummings again. He's roving. He's marking his own footy, basically. Neil Graham played a great game all day, trying all the time.
Good hands.
Sees the ball. Handballs across to Skinner Burns. Skinner Burns lines them up from 45 metres, but only one behind only on the APCO Easy Shop scoreboard.
So they move along to 7-11-53 North Geelong, and Eastern Suburbs 10-7-67 on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. And it's not far away from three-quarter time here.
Great job by the North Geelong committee. They've found a substitute behind post.
It's the worst looking behind post you've ever seen.
Well,
it's obviously an under-9 goal post, is it?
Well, I don't know. I don't look at the sizes on the bottom of them.
Okay, Stefanowski to bring the ball back into play. He chips it short to where it is straight to an unmarked Neil Elford, who's standing on the 45-metre mark, who chips across to Jones in a better position, and he too is about 45 metres out directly in front of goal.
And knowing Darryl Jones, he'll have a fair dinkum dip at this. He can certainly get the distance, and when a goal is required, Darryl Jones is the man to have the ball in front of goal at the moment. Jonesy lines them up, and he hasn't let me down, I don't think. He has kicked through, and it's another goal on the board, on the APCO Easy Shop scoreboard, and bringing North Geelong back into the play again, and they won't lie down. And they're going to stay right with Eastern Suburbs, and I think we're going to have a very interesting last quarter on our hands. North
Geelong 8-11-59. They only trail by 8 points now over Eastern Suburbs 10-7-67 on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard.
Jace, I heard a little earlier that Anarchy are going toe-to-toe with Bannockburn. It'll be interesting to see how that one levels out.
Yes, Anarchy were up at half-time, so they're obviously playing fairly good football at Bannockburn as well, it is. So
at Victoria Park.
Home of the Tigers in the GDFL.
Okay.
Back to the centre, Reuter tries to thump it towards O'Leary. He does so, gets his right foot to it. Long Ferguson, one out with Key. Ferguson taps it away, running through Reuter without the ball. Ferguson's still there though. The big man traps it, then he loses it. Malcolm Key gets a left foot, measures it towards the wing. Vanderberg and Alfie Delamonica. Delamonica's in front. He's got Thompson in support. Also Irving coming at it. Naylor, just a little chip, a little kick to it, and got support from Graham. He shepherds and gets it to Shuey Marnie. And Marnie stood his ground beautifully and took a great mark on the wing. Reuter coming down at pace.
I was nearly going to say something stupid and say he should have got a 50-metre penalty, but I won't say a word.
Oh, I think he could have hurt him then, Dick, but I think he just held back and grabbed him.
Thank you.
Goes along towards centre half forward, punch away by Stefanowski, comes out towards Luke Thompson, shepherded by Rundle, And Burns puts the pressure on him, but he gets his kick away. Irving still there in front, but tapped away by Neil Graham, and it's going to be a boundary throw in on centre wing on the outer side here at Osborne Park. It's 8 points of difference on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard, and the Eagles in control with a couple of minutes left before siren time for three-quarter time. Alford gets it out, and quick kick away. Vanderberg is okay, goes towards Burns, and he goes towards centre half forward. Robertson puts the big arms up and takes the mark, the veteran.
His arms are up like giant tentacles.
He'll be kicking from 50. And Wembridge taking a run up.
The same spot where Daryl Jones was just before, so we'll see if the veteran can also accredit himself favourably here at Osborne Park. Looks all right to me.
Fair kick off the boot.
North Geelong have come right back into this game again, and as we're heading towards the three-quarter time siren, North Geelong are back, just about back in front. I get a bit excited, don't I? But,
really?
They're only 2 points down. And, well, it's certainly going to be a great last quarter as we move on about how many minutes now, Jason?
Well, we've been playing 31 and a half minutes now in this third quarter on the Bannockburn Sporting Trophies time clock.
Brought to you by Bannockburn Sporting Trophies, David and Pam Glover. They're not at Bannockburn.
They're at Newcombe.
Correct.
So it's 10-7-67 the Suburbs. The Magpies 9-11-65. And certainly in for a crackerjack last quarter here in the GDFL match of the day, round 3, back to the centre.
As I said before, great job by the North Geelong committee to have a goal post or behind post ready to put into place.
Infringement in the centre of the ground, and the kick's been given to Alford. He very quickly plays on with a handball to Jones, and Jonesy pops it straight onto the boot. Lovely low pass to Ray Robinson, who now is about 35 metres out, a slight angle. But looking at his last kick, Dick, this shouldn't be too much trouble.
Shouldn't be too much trouble. He's on just a little bit of an angle compared to the last shot he had, but we're talking about experienced footballers now, and Ray, being an ex-coach himself, knows only too well how important at this time of the day that this goal means to the club. Lines it up.
You put him under too much pressure.
I put him under too much pressure, yet. It's just offline and it's behind.
Just offline, it was bloody shocking. Jeez, nearly cleaned the other point post up.
And, well, there's only 1 point the difference now as we're coming towards the last break of the day.
9-12-66 North Geelong Eastern Suburbs 10-7-67 on the APCO Easy Shop third quarter scoreboard. Stefanovski to kick in, he plays on. Kicks to himself, gains about 10 metres and then comes to the members' side looking for Reuter. 3 up against him. Key taps it down, then has to do his own roving. He does so. Handball towards Widdowson and Cummings. Widdowson over the top now and will want to trap it there and does so. Umpire Flowers to come in and ball it up in between wing and half forward for the Magpies.
Umpire is ready to... Oh, there it is, and there's the all-famous North Geelong wailing siren as we come into now the three-quarter time break. Not quite even, but you can't get much closer than this.
No, it's
10-7-67 to Eastern Suburbs Football Club, just leading North Geelong by one solitary point, 9-12-66 on the APCO Easy Shop scoreboard. And boy, have we got a great game on our hands, if I can use that old pun.
Well, you can. The goal kickers to three-quarter time for the Eagles. 3 to Craig McGough and 3 to Sean O'Leary. Singles to Andy Reuter, Robbie Reuter and Scott Ferguson. While for North Geelong, well, they've got 2 to Robert Hannison and singles to Troy Rose, Malcolm Key, Alan Moroney, Neil Graham, Daryl Jones, Ray Robertson and Mark Burns. So a point the difference at three-quarter time. Dick, some of the better players for North Geelong in that third term.
Neil Graham had contributed himself very well. Once again, Daryl Jones in everything as per normal. Ray Robertson, obviously, he's a dominating factor as a big man brigade. And Malcolm Key, well, he just keeps on getting better and better all the time.
And for Eastern Suburbs, Peter?
Yeah, just going through them quickly, I think the influence of Alfie Delamonica on the wing, I thought he brought a bit of brains into the game. He mightn't be the quickest man out on the paddock, but he certainly reads the ball very well, as does Craig McGough, although injured, propping him in a forward pocket, pretty smart, and has kicked 3 goals for the game so far. Danny Irving again played another very good quarter, as did Andy Reuter. I thought he contested well, especially when Robinson went out of the ruck. It gave them more of an opportunity to get over the top of Neil Alford. Dave Lucas, I thought he also played very, very well, and Mick O'Leary chimed in from time to time, but for my better players for East then would be Danny Irving again in that quarter. Luke Thompson played very well, and David Lucas.
Okay, so it's a point the difference at three-quarter time. Eastern Suburbs 10-7 lead North Geelong 9-12. We're in for a fantastic last quarter, and we're back with all the action after this on Guest Video.